So, you know, and that's the thing about CPAC. I mean, you know, we're all being labelled as far-right lunatics for going to CPAC. But, you know, a generation ago, we were just normal, sensible people.
Exactly.
And here we are, and it's as pluralist enough to include someone like Schellenberger and Xeon Lights. I mean, maybe we could even get Anastasia Palaszczuk along. I mean, she's committed to, 70% renewables by 2032. This is like some sort of auction that, you know, they pluck these numbers out of the air. I mean, next week someone will go, oh, we're 80% by 2030, I'm sure. But, I mean, surely the only way Anastasia Palaszczuk can achieve that target is through nuclear, surely.
Well, yes, of course it is, Fred. Of course it is. Well, I mean, you know, she could do it through coal as well. I mean, you know, as you know, there was a proposal up recently for a new coal-fired power station, which would be, you know, highly efficient and low emissions up at Collinsville, up in far north Queensland. But that's not going to happen, is it? Because the investment's not there. But, you know, I think nuclear, the way it's going, is looking like a better option. And the sooner people catch on to this, if they're serious about it, that's the way to go. But because when a state goes, oh, this is our target, they cheat, don't they? Whether they're relying on the fact of being able to import power from other states.
Exactly. Just like the ACT says, they only produce renewable energy, but they rely on New South Wales to bring in their, you know, the coal and gas-fired energy.
It's dangerous because it just makes the grid even less reliable. And the fact is, right now we do rely on Queensland for a lot of that base load power in the form of coal generation. And if Queensland gives that away, well, we've got to have something else. And if they're not prepared to do the sensible thing and allow us to at least consider nuclear, then I just can't see it. I can't see how the lights stay on, Fred.
Exactly. Matt Canavan was on my show last night very quickly. Oh, yeah. He ducked out of the Senate for a very quick chat. And during that time, he pointed out, you know, you and I often find this insanity amusing because sometimes it's the only way to respond to it. But Matt was actually very serious about it. In Europe at the moment, they're facing a catastrophic winter, and as Matt pointed out, people are going to die thanks to this obsession with renewables. Now that's bad enough, but here in Australia, Chris Bowen and Anastasia Palaszczuk and whoever else is so emphatically advocating for renewables is pushing us down the same road. I mean, next winter, people will probably die as a result of these. Australians will probably die as a result of these policies. It's kind of astonishing, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's our mate Bjorn Longborg is always pointing out that, you know, this. Of course, people die of heat, you know, in small numbers, relatively small numbers. But if there's a heat wave, people die. We know that. But statistically, you're many times more likely to die of cold. In the world than you are of heat. And so cold is an enemy, and yet so this is why we need to keep the lights and the power and the heating on, because cold is just a killer, and you know that. So yeah, I think that's right, Fred. And I just hope the debate is changing. I actually asked.
I hope it is. I mean, we're trying to change it here at ADH TV, and you are at the MRC with the research you do, but